Petey, you okay?
Petey! Sorry, I'm still hyped, honestly. Every single time. He's a great guy.
The robe is a gift from my brother-in-law. I've never worn it or anything. Sorry, it's weird.
Yeah, I want you to stop on this awesome robe. Anybody live in that unit next door?
Neighborhood never really filled up, so
Wow.
quiet.
Okay, it never filled up, so they have kept you isolated to monitor you. That's what that is, surely. And he has been isolated from anyone else. And what does that do? That strips you from community. That strips you from someone pulling you out of that, teaching you, allowing you, putting you into a situation that allows you to learn and grow, which is what they don't want, right? They don't want you to learn and grow. They want you to, I mean, from what we've seen so far, they are working to sculpt, mold these people that they are severing to I don't know, to see if they can for greater, grander purposes, an experiment to you know, then go on to use it en masse. You know, it needs to be unsullied, kept away from outside influences. That's what that is. That's crazy, man. I think. Feels like it.
I still think an occasional mixer wouldn't.
Whoa.
I checked, and it's not.
You can't do a nerve jump scare just out of nowhere. That's crazy.
I checked, and it's not expressly prohibited in the manual.
A mixer.
Dude, I pressed Cobell for an off-floor mixer last quarter. She said you'll get one when you earn it.
Wow.
Imagine Dylan's 4% on Sunset Park's gonna help with.
Oh, the way they're filming this is so jarring. Sorry, I love that, by the way, we're getting little snippets of him in there as well and seeing the differentiation between this PT and that PT.
Occasional mixer wouldn't hurt anything, and it's not expressly prohibited in the manual.
Yeah, and that little thing from Irv trying to get a mixer, right? Even Irv, the one that's so strict by the book. I mean, you know, he did also mention the manual, right? He was combing that thing to see. But even at one point, he was more open, more desiring of more freedom. Shows what one extra year does to a person. I say that like Mark S isn't, you know, the version of him in work isn't also now by the book, but...
Petey? You okay?
Man, that scene actually really goes to demonstrate, because when we came back on Mark here, the lighting was so much more human. He looked like a human with light and shadow on his face. He has more color in his face just based on the lighting. When you go to the office space, it's just one shade. It's just unnatural white, you know, artificial lighting, and it washes out their faces too. It's so interesting how actually even that subtlety makes everything in the workplace feel less human, you know, leached of humanity. Whereas, you know, the lighting here, he looked like a person, like a human.
With this sickness, I get disoriented.
Good that you're being honest.
It's temporary.
Hopefully. Oh, I do feel like Petey's not long for this world, though. Hello. I do wonder if we're gonna see more of Helly in the outside world, too. Do you have a more human side, too? We must be cut to heal. That's crazy. Okay. I mean, not wrong, but very brutal.
Two different lives suddenly stitched together.
Yeah. Interesting. He says that line, and that line starts as we're on Cobell here. Is that what's happened to her? But in a safe environment? Like, you know, is there a way to stop whatever's happening to Petey? Or Petey's maybe right, and it is temporary. It's just something you have to go through. Does that mean she's gone through it? But she's on board with it, perhaps. Or was it so effective on her? This would be more interesting to me. Has it been so effective, the conditioning on her, that she came out reintegrated and was on their side? Maybe that's the point. Maybe that's the goal. To create these soldiers almost, you know, mindless or entirely intoxicated, brainwashed to think a certain thing, to get in line, to be subservient. Is she the end goal of the subjugation, maybe? Is she redeemable? Is she, or not redeemable, is she salvageable as a person, I wonder? I don't know, the way that was shot, and as his line went over her shot of her face, I don't know, that's the inkling it gives me. But that would be so interesting, actually, if that's what's happened to her.
My first day at Lumen's as far back as my 5th birthday.
What? That's crazy. That's crazy. They said it'll get better. So sorry, was he on the cusp of reintegration. And obviously he found out about it, perhaps, I don't know, his outside self, and then he rebelled maybe.
But they said it would get better.
Go ahead, talk more.
Who's they?
Yes, good question.
There's a group of people that know Severance is a blight on mankind, and they're going to do something about it.
Okay.
The Whole Mind Collective?
Yeah.
The kids trolling for signatures downtown? No, not the WMC. Someone else.
Who? I mean, probably good, because that would immediately put him on the back foot, wouldn't it? I mean, it's interesting that someone like Petey, who is in the know, has almost derision in his tone for the WMC. And I wonder actually whether that stems from the idea that, you know, they're not really doing anything about it. Perhaps they have the right idea, but they're not doing anything. And actually how effective is... you know, activism, how effective is getting signatures, right? I mean, really, in the grand scheme of things, you know, I mean, that kind of ushers us into territory of the conversation of how useful is something like protesting, right? When something's happening, you know, there's some injustice in the world, people come together and they march and they chant. And it's weird. I sit in this place where I do think it's valuable. I think it's very important to do that sort of thing. I am a little bit cynical about it because I don't know that it actually does achieve anything, truthfully. And honestly, to actually enact any kind of change, you have to do more than that. And maybe that's where that derision comes from him, and maybe this other group are doing more or have persuaded him that they can do more. And I wonder whether that looks like something a little more violent. I mean, if you look at, you know, historically, any rights that have ever been won have been through violence. Think of it what you like and be uncomfortable about that if you like. But that is the truth of it, right?
What do you want from me?
Companionship. Community.
Don't you want to know what you're doing down there?
For real.
I don't want you to unsever, because that's going to work.
It hasn't been a blight for me.
Yeah, Petey doesn't know why he's done it.
What if the cost of that help is that you're murdering people 8 hours a day and you don't even know it?
Murdering people. Is that what they're doing? I said humans. Humans! Sorry, interesting that we now have the conversation of which is more valuable, your comfort or doing the right thing? Because isn't that the truth? Isn't that what we're faced with all the time? I mean, you know, like I've talked on this channel previously about things like this of, yeah, okay, maybe you are sacrificing some of your comfort, perhaps, you know, to boycott something, to prove a point, to, you know, live your life with a little more integrity and justice than living in as much comfort as you possibly could. Even, you know, and I'm not talking big things, just I've talked before about like boycotting a game, right? And not playing something like Hogwarts Legacy because J.K. Rowling has turned out to be a transphobe and a bigot of the highest order that goes out of her way most days to literally harm minorities. Put her platform towards harming people that just want to be left alone and are hurting no one and are just living their life, right? And a small step that I have taken, a personal thing that I have done, is to not play a game that, you know, 15 years ago I would have killed to play. I love Harry Potter. I loved Harry Potter. Harry Potter was something that made me who I am today. Something that got me onto the creative path was Harry Potter. It started me reading, which started me writing, which, you know, thrust me into the arts, which is why I got into acting and God, why I now do YouTube, right? I can trace it all back to that. It was incredibly important to me, and a game like Hogwarts Legacy would have been magical. I've talked about this before, of people being upset when I mention this stuff, or being like, well, I'm not a transphobe, but I can still play Hogwarts Legacy, because I said that, you know, if you do play it, at the very least, you're not an ally to trans people, which I think is fair. I think that's valid. I think that's the bare minimum of what you can absolutely objectively say about it, right? And people got upset about that. And it's like, is your comfort really that valuable? Is that level of comfort, you know, like just boycotting a game, not playing a video game where the market is so saturated with video games. You can play 100 different ones that are great quality, that don't put money in the pocket of someone like her, who is actively perpetuating, and this is called in perpetuity, perpetuating harm in the world. Right. But it's interesting how that's one example. And I think I've talked about stuff before, and people do get upset when you start trying to take their comfort away. I think there's a lot of apathy today in regards to the voting system and people voting and people being invested in politics or caring about things, because there's a certain level of comfort that the average person, the general person, has today. Not everybody, absolutely, but you know, most people have access to a store where you have, you know, so many different herbs and spices that 500 years ago, kings and queens had, you know, monarchs only had access to. The luxury of having like ice to put in your drinks. Everybody has access to that more or less nowadays. Like so many people have so much access to all of this comfort. Smartphones, TV, radio, whatever, books, libraries. The list goes on. Point being, it's that question: how valuable is your comfort? Is it so valuable to you that you never want to have any kind of integrity or stand up for anything, fight for anything? Because that is exactly what Petey's asking him, and I love it, because this is, I think, with how things are today, how bad certain things are today, there are so many people who just don't care. And like I say, I think there's a certain level of comfort that people value over doing the right thing. Oh God, I love that the show is peeling back the layer on that too. And can we go on a journey with Mark to get him to a place? This is what Community does too, right? I think that draws back to the thing of Community, of isolating him, right? Because I think Community allows us to learn. I think there is a difference of people being raised in a city over those that are raised in a small village or a small town. I was raised in a small town, and it was mostly white, cis, straight people. I feel like in those places, it's not the rule. It doesn't necessarily mean this, but I think you're more likely to be a homophobe. You're more likely to be racist if you are in those, because you're not around different people, right? Whereas if you're in a metropolis, if you're in a city where there are different people, you might live next door to someone who is a part of a minority, and suddenly they're a human. Or lo and behold, suddenly you're friends with them and they're not so scary after all. And you learn and you grow and you become more open to things. That's what Community does. And that is how and what leads to the subjugation and the propagandist stuff that Mark is being subject to. These are all the subtle, the small, and you might think they're such small things, but they're not. They add up, and it means that we are divided in the way that I think we're seeing Mark, and that's how the show is challenging him right now, bringing out all of these different ingredients, trying to demonstrate these things, what kind of person it makes, and now Pete's coming in challenging that. I love it. Let's play.
I found a department, one they don't tell us about.
Tell us more, buddy.
One where you don't get to leave.
Really?
As in, they're down there right now.
What?
I'm not going to talk about it in here.
Okay.
I don't know if the monitors are bugged.
Okay, we need to just wait till he comes back.
Petey, we're not at Lumen.
Where the is June?
June?
Who's June?
Thank you.
June is my daughter.
Where is June?
How happy are you that you asked me to stay here?
Is that why you went and got severed? Is June not here anymore? Wow, you're at the window looking. Creepy, huh?
Oh, Mark. Are you alright?
Okay. Is there a human underneath all that? Makes my theory a little juicier. Yeah, this otherwise, I don't know, kind of sinister character. Is there something more under the surface? I hope so. Clearly there's something.
Pregnant at work less than a month after her company went severed.
This is what I said. If they go in and they get pregnant, that's a crazy situation.
Did her INSI have a choice?
And where are you getting these terms?
Terms.
I understand you don't want to answer my question.
No, I'm
because
answering your
it'll
question.
reveal that you are.
No, you're not. No, you're not. No, you're not. You're trying to pick apart the words he's using to bring him down rather than actually answering the question. So it's frustrating me because this it's mirroring so many real life things. And what was I talking about? Was it last episode, first episode? So often the conversation gets diverted to something that no one wants to hear or talk about because one side is being disingenuous and we're not actually having the conversation that we're here to have the conversation about.
This morning, you were in my basement.
Nice. Grounding him. I like that, mate.
I'm not gonna reintegrate.
Baby steps, mate.
Okay.
I lost my wife a couple of years ago in a car accident. It's helping me.
Is it? I'm sorry. Is it helping or is it just stalling the healing process?
You'd come in sometimes with red eyes. We had a joke that you had an elevator allergy. There's even a song for it.
Go on, hit me.
But I always wondered,
Why red eyes?
you carry the hurt with you. You feel it down there too. You just don't know what it is.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, do you know what? I did write down actually some theories in between episodes because this thing, the elevator. Obviously, Helly tried taking a note. I do wonder if is there a way, like if you mark your body, are we gonna get some like horrible, I don't know, some like gruesome scene maybe where they like mark like a message into their skin. Do you know what I mean? And then it's covered by clothes or something. I'm just saying. Oh, and also because obviously they're monitoring him outside, if they imprison the outside him and then the inside him doesn't know that he's been in prison, but there's like subtle hints or something. I don't know, like stuff around his wrist or like, do you know what I mean? It's just, I don't know. This formula is so ripe for drama. So much drama. I got to knock out the theories, man, because I'm going to be right at some point.
I deleted the scary numbers.
Nice, mate. Well done.
Dylan took over training in your stead. It's a great success.
All right, Irv.
I put in my resignation request.
You did submit it.
I did.
Let's see.
Hello, refiners.
Hello, Mr. Milchek.
Milchek.
Should be easier without me in the audience.
Yeah, I wonder, because he's obviously being exposed more and more to Petey, whether this guy, his innie, is going to be experiencing more things.
You're a new announcements person.
Really, Milchek? Dear God, relax.
A couple things here.
Why are you standing weird? Stand normal.
All right, let's not. Okay, we got a.
Standing great.
Are you uncomfortable?
Mark, you're doing good.
Okay, there's been...
Do you know what? Actually, Milchek, comedy gold, fair play to you. It's creepy because he's not trying to be comedic.
As a reminder, Post-it notes are not to be put on faces.
Do you know what? I disagree with that, mate. Nah.
I do this beloved character, Sticky Head.
And you should keep going.
And lastly...
Oh.
I've never seen a resignation request get such a quick turnaround.
Really a no.
Do I have to finish out the day or can I skip out now?
Wow. Really nipping that in the bud, huh?
Was denied.
Yeah, no, that can't be right.
Satisfaction there, Irv, eh? Or expectation.
Petey used to say...
Yeah, it's rough. That is rough. What next? What is she gonna try next? Right, Milchek.
Oh, this is so fun. Tiptoe up and sneak to the door.
Are they gonna find Petey?
Can you go do it? Because I gotta pee.
Against the door or to the side?
You're overthinking it, mate.
Do you think he'll be surprised?
I do.
She needs a toilet.
I'm going to put it off to the side.
Awesome.
Quicker. That is a recipe for him not seeing it. Easy. I'm telling you right now. After a long day at work, I walk right by that. I'm already thinking about food. Do you know what I mean?
I hope he comes home early.
He's not going to.
He's missing it, mate. That was a poor choice, buddy. Or she nabs it, I guess. You that kind of neighbour, Cobell. Or is she going in? Really? Whoa! Really? Yeah, okay. Petey, mate. Think sharp. Hey, if Petey gets out of this unseen, he can tell Mark that someone was here. Do you know what? The whole, are you alright, Mark? And now this, going straight to this. Is she his wife? I'm like, because I was talking about like memory stuff before. Can they wipe memories? Because that's kind of what Severance is. As all she would have to do is avoid his sister, because his sister would recognize her, surely. You'd think. Sorry, this is out there. But when she was like, "Are you all right, Mark?" and was watching him, I had the faintest thought of it. But I was like, nah, that's too wild. But now she went straight for that box. Did the cat like she smelled a candle? This is what his wife's box, right? Nah, I'm saying right now, this is his wife. That would be so cool. That'd be so cool. Okay. I need to relax, because if she's not, I'm gonna be disappointed. And I'm gonna think less of the show. Putting it in her bag. They wiped her from his mind. That's crazy. If they could do that safely and effectively, yeah, buddy. Oh, mate. Oh, you can't have an attack right now. Yeah. Shh. I don't know if that's the move. Sure. Alright, mate. This is the thing. I feel like it's red herring-ing me with that. With her going straight to her box. It's trying to make me think that it's his wife, which makes me suspicious. Well done, mate. Okay. Bet your balls are cold now, though, mate. Come on. Go inside.
Are you okay? I mean, it's been like 45 minutes.
I'm using the bathroom.
That is a tough poo, is that, mate? Leave her alone.
I think I need to come in.
Fair enough. Just finishing up.
Okay?
No.
Is she marking her skin? No way.
Sorry,
Oh, okay. No, she's just writing on her skin.
on your skin. Well, unfortunately, the detectors can pick up lettering anywhere.
Even in your arsehole, because I'm sorry. I mean, mate, I'll be honest with you, it's pretty hard. It will be pretty hard to get right in there and mark something, but it's possible. Probably. I haven't tried it yet. Never limit yourself.
Huh, not bad.
That took you 45 minutes. Did you have a poo as well? Because I'm just saying, now that the time frame doesn't add up. Maybe some of that time was thinking it's not important. Anyway.
You know, a lot of people find joy in that.
It literally causes fear.
Thank you, yeah.
Okay, I'll give you 5 minutes to scrub your arms.
Or what?
Do you want Grainer to use the bad soap?
What?
There's bad soap.
I don't feel like you should be as cavalier about that, actually, mate.
Thanks, boss.
He's a scary man with a scary face.
I was listening at the door. I heard it all.
Hey! You need to pick up those eaves, mate.
The loathing with which he spoke to you.
Time.
And guidance.
Well, fine, you go in there.
Waffle parties as though that's why we're here. That's not why we're here.
What are you here for?
She should see the perpetuity way.
Okay.
Got all that stuff in the handbook.
You know it's different to be there.
I do kind of want to see it now.
It seems premature, and that place is a lot.
Correct. That place is everything.
Okay, Earth.
There's a package left at his door from someone. Open it, would you?
Come on, yeah, even...
Oh, God.
Oh my god. That's the picture he showed. Okay.
Rickon, his 5th book.
5th? He's doing well for himself, isn't he? Not even just isolating him, but keeping him from the outside, even more so. Not even allowed a package. Not allowed any whiff of any outside influence, any outside force, any outside information. That's how they keep you dumb. That's how they keep you from changing, from growing. That's how they keep you docile. That's how they get you to do what they want. By the way, sorry, I am going to connect the dots because I do feel as if sometimes I talk and there's an assumption, but I know that not everybody is coming from the same place that I am, right? I'm talking about all this stuff, isolation, blah, 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 right? Being isolated, not just physically from people, but from information. What does that do to people? You know, let's attach it to our world. That's what bigotry gets you. That's what keeping people focused on trans people's existence does, because it separates. It means that we focus on things that are not the things that we actually need to focus on and tackle to make things better, right? That's why it's so politicized. It keeps people feral and frothing at a subject matter that isn't harming anybody. And what does that also do by being phobic in that way, by being homophobic, by being any kind of phobic? You are separating yourself from community. You are separating people from those people, those minorities. It's you know, perpetuating this idea that anyone different to the status quo of how you're supposed to be, cis, straight, white, isn't the right way to be, which creates all these phobias, creates this division, creates division in community, and stops people from learning, stops people from connecting, and it makes us more susceptible to being controlled. It's why in the US MAGA is so huge. It's why that kind of movement is so effective. It's how it works. It unites them all under a cause that is perpetuating harm, that is keeping us divided, and actually ultimately not focusing on the issues that actually do harm us. You know, universal health care, a living wage. Let's talk about class and the billionaire class, leeching the resources of the earth, not paying people enough, this glorification of capitalism that also, by the way, keeps us in line because it gives us this hope that we'll one day make it there. It keeps us from actually tackling all of these things. It keeps us divided, and that's the most powerful thing, because if we came together, we'd be the most powerful. There's so many of us, right? Working class people, normal people, we are the majority. How do you combat those numbers in the ways that I've just talked about, keeping us divided, keeping us focused on things, issues that are so far away from the things that actually are harming us. And then what happens? It keeps us arguing between ourselves because you've got one side trying to show people that, tell people that, persuade people that it is in no one's best interests to be phobic or whatever it might be. And then the other side so steeped, God, so steeped in their misinformation, their bigotry, their desire to not learn, that it just perpetuates that argument. And while we are arguing, we are not doing, we are not fixing. And this show and these characters are a scale model of that.
It's fine, come in.
You can fill out the form.
What is it?
Perpetuity wing.
And have you filled out a common space reservation slip?
No.
In his defense, there's a lot of slips, mate. A lot of forms.
If Petey were the tone setter you're lionizing him as, he'd still be here.
What does that mean?
So he got fired.
Are you gonna make me throw my mug at you?
What? You should not do that under any circumstance. For real? Mate, you should fill in a form about that.
What I just did was something I knew that you could handle and grow from.
So funny you're talking about growing from something.
Very painful for me. I hope that you'll let it help you.
Oh my god. That's so twisted. That is so twisted. Yeah, cutting him to heal him. God.
It was very painful for me.
Painful for you, okay. You just threw a mug at him. You were just violent. And now you're justifying it and trying to say that, oh no, poor me. Victimizing yourself for attacking him.
Open or closed?
Buddy, give it a slam. See how it feels. Why not?
Both.
What?
I'll just...
Mate, I'd stand there for a good 10 seconds and just do this. Easy. She asked for it. You know what I mean?
Prizes for gold, silver, and bronze.
Put it in your arsehole. I need to get over the arsehole thing. That's fair.
Best ab, $20.
Oh. She put it in summit.
Dude.
Ooh, you've made that a bit sharper, mate, if you ask me. Oh, that's a wiser way to go, actually, yeah. You're relying on your outie.
Thirsty?
Looking at your poo after.
Just in case you find this relevant for some reason.
Yeah.
The code detectors can read messages hidden inside the body as well.
That's wild. What?
It's Milchick's job to extract the message from you.
Do you know what? I'm glad that you got this message, actually, mate.
I really can't recommend honesty enough. It's easier for you both if he knows which end to start from.
Oh, God. Are you lying or are you speaking from experience?
Another good try, though.
Next one, Helly. Yeah.
Go shut down your workstation. We're taking a trip.
Okay, we are going.
All 8 CEOs have been of the Egan lineage, a line dating back to the founder. I have a...
Nepotism.
Egan bingo.
Come on, it'll be an excellent opportunity for everyone except Herb to bond.
Okay, are we learning about Egan? Oh, he's back. Do we all see him? Is he real? Oi, oi.
Back with that refinement.
Why the weird vibes?
Hi.
Have a kiss.
So exciting.
Thanks for the tip. You got some business? Or you just out for a stroll?
Dylan.
Came straight out of the gates firing. I love that.
I have those new handbook totes soon.
Where's the ire coming from, dude?
Just out for a stroll.
Tight department.
Egg drop challenge. You buy this?
What are they up to?
We should get back. Can't leave the nest empty.
Oh.
Those eggs look like
I love it. It is almost exaggerating that thing that you sometimes get in office environments of like other departments treating each other like the enemy. It's like, oh, it's like literally a cubicle over, or it's in the next room. And it's like all of these different ways we divide each other or entertain ourselves with animosity.
Irving, come on.
Yeah, you like what you see, buddy? Hey, why not? Is he going to transfer? Whoa.
Harmony, hello.
You.
That the board is joining us.
Oh, are you on the in the hot seat now? Static again.
Board would like you to speak first.
About what? More, right.
I will say this. There were some troubling signs of possible reintegration.
Huh.
Okay. So the board is conveying pretty strongly
It's gonna be bad.
that the severance procedure is provenly irreversible.
Yeah.
Right.
That this knowledge should be a given for a person managing a severed floor.
And for what it's worth,
The board has concluded the call.
They're gone. Wow. So, sorry. What? So it is real, reintegration, but they're just gaslighting. They're like, nah, it doesn't exist. We don't talk about that. That's the vibe I'm getting. Because it's like she obviously used reintegration, so like as a word, as a concept. So it's a thing, but the public facing, the public tagline that they're peddling is it's not, it's irreversible. Because I guess that causes too many issues, right? Or at least a PR nightmare. They're already facing pushback, you know. It makes sense that they'd want to keep it quiet. That's what I feel like's happening here. I don't think it's a thing of like, oh, it's not real and she's been fooled too. I feel like it is real. But they're trying to keep a lid on it. It's kind of a thing of like, we don't talk about Fight Club. You know what I mean?
May I ask?
Goodbye, Harmony.
Wow. There we go. Just teared. You know, even the boss that we have had portrayed to us as, okay, that's the, you know, she's been that to Mark so often. But actually, she's got no power and she's having the same treatment. You know, how far up does it go? No one really has power because the one at the top has all the power.
How many departments are there?
Probably
Around
30.
5.
No one's quite sure.
Tried a violent coup on the others decades ago, and that's why they reduced them down to 2.
Oh, wow.
That's why they keep us all so far apart now.
That's an absolute fiction.
Did they ever kill anyone?
Nope, there was no coup. No one killed anyone.
Okay. Questions.
I mean, I'm 99% sure there was no coup.
It's so interesting. It's kind of, this is what I was talking about before, of all of these fake fights that we have in the real world. The right wing being so obsessed with fighting trans people's existence when actually there's no fight to be had. Trans people just want to be left alone. But what does that do? I'm not going to repeat myself too much, but it keeps us all against each other. And that's what we're seeing right here, right? None of them know what happened. They're talking about a coup that what was the other department enacted. Was it even those guys? Was it even Walken and the lady? Or was it whoever was there before them? It kind of says to me that it wasn't even those two and they are inheriting the blame. And it's like, it's that thing of like, yeah, they launched a coup. Did they? Nah, that's a fiction. We don't know that. Actually, I'm 99% sure. Maybe there's a 1% chance. Do you know what I mean? Like, it's keeping us against each other. It keeps us from uniting. It keeps us from rising up and actually changing anything that matters. That's what that is. It doesn't matter whether it's fake or not because it's effective. It's working.
I think we should kill Mark so they think we're crazy with nothing to lose.
I'd start with Irv though.
And I'm wearing your face and they're like, whose face is that?
Seems like they'd recognize my face.
Not when we're done with it.
We're here.
Did Irving just want a day off? Because I didn't know they were all coming, you know what I mean? He was the one who suggested, oh God, is that him? Is that actually him just stuffed? It sounds like some top shit that they would do.
Come now, children of my industry, and know.
Where's the beard? Or is the bearded one the most recent?
Current CEO.
No, current, okay. Horrifying. What? That's crazy. History lives in us, whether we learn it or not. What an interesting quote. Almost speaks of, again, the thing that I was talking about, of all of these things that I feel like so many people I feel like today don't even know why they feel certain things. And again, it draws back to all of these perceived issues that, you know, people have that are so far away from the actual issues. It's an example of people not learning things, not learning history. Why did we get here? They don't care. They're just going off feeling. That is history. It's living in you. You don't have to have learned it. That's dangerous. If you don't learn history, if you don't question, if you're not critical, history won't care. It'll have its way with you.
But the whole back part is clear.
Okay, so this is just learning about the company and the origins. Petey, you are not layered enough for this, man. You need more clothes.
I have identified 4 components from which are derived every human soul.
Okay.
Woe, frolic, dread, malice. Each man's character is defined by the precise ratio that resides in him.
There's 3 negatives and 1 that's arguably positive there. That's a very bleak outlook, isn't it? And that quote as well, sorry, that quote is just like swimming around in my head about history living in us. We are the results of history and it's always going to impact us and whether we learn it or not, but it's better to learn it so that we're informed. And it's tricky. It's not even, you know, attempting to address all of the history that's gone under the radar or ignored, you know, that aren't spoken about, right? The victors control the histories that we are taught and all that.
Then the world shall become but your appendage to pass on to all of you, my children.
I feel like when he says children, he means humanity. Bit of a god complex, it feels like. Yeah, I mean, not necessarily wrong. I think, you know, mastering yourself, learning control and patience over your tempers is yeah, I mean, it's what he said, right? Then you see the world as your appendage. I mean, it's a very capitalistic way of seeing the world. You know, I think there's I think there's better ways to look at your place in the world. You know, you're more closer to symbiosis, right? We are part of it. It's not to be used. Right. I think seeing the world as your appendage, right? You know, once you've mastered your tempers, it's yours to control. That's what that is, right? That's what an appendage is. We're talking about like an arm or a hand. It's ours to control. Shows us kind of all we need to know about him in his worldview. Like I say, I think that's a very cold way of looking at it and doesn't treat the world with any kind of respect, which I feel like we owe to it. It is our home. It is a living thing that it's our duty. We live here to take care of, and we're not. And his mindset is prepped to leech it, to control it, to do as he wants for his benefit, right? And hey, he had that mindset and he thrived in capitalism. Makes sense. That's what you need to be cold, to not care.
A compact of values.
What are the values?
You believe will one day save this world.
Save from what?
Goes all the way
Oh, look, you got one.
Careful, Helly. You're becoming part of the family.
It's okay if you cry.
Okay,
She was 5 CEOs ago. Isn't that lovely?
she got Thatcher energy. I don't like it.
It's an unnatural state for a person to have no history.
Mm-hmm.
Makes us someone.
History.
Gives us a context, a shape.
So what are you without it, Irv? You tell me.
I was shapeless.
Yeah. Clay. To be moulded by Lumen. Exactly. You're spot on, mate. Why do I feel like you're going to come down on with the wrong conclusion?
But then I learned that I work for a company
Yeah.
that has been actively caring for mankind since 1866.
Propaganda. We love it.
These is a real smile from someone on the outside. Someone Lumen Industries has helped.
This is horrifying.
So what are we, like a dental company?
You're part of a history now.
A noble one.
Look at him. Soldiers for the company. Clay moulded into the perfect little boys. Singing the prayer. God. Look how good the company is.
They update the mouth wall?
It's not called the mouth wall.
It's the mouth wall.
She hasn't even seen the Kia part yet.
Oh my God. I feel like you need a curve.
Gear heart.
Bless you.
Jesus.
No. Kia.
It's his house?
Pretty cool, huh?
What a horror show. Snake skin. Oh God.
Bedroom of...
Was it you, Irv? Does that sound exist because of you? I feel like it does, mate.
Well, this is thorough.
Gross.
I hate this place.
Yes, mate.
It smells like 19th century.
What kind of are you into?
Mark,
Yeah?
Go on, mate. Go for it.
You about to bed sit?
Push him onto it. Come on.
Pocket Mark.
God, Mark.
Mark, you need to remember you're the boss.
It's the living soul of Lumen and everything she stands for.
She? I mean, I wonder actually. Because, sorry, that quote on the wall was said by James. Is he going to do a curveball? Is James going to be kind of, maybe even a prisoner? Is he really in control? Because that quote could be read a lot of different ways, honestly, about history and learning from it. History is in us. I don't know. For me, at least at this point, I don't know much about him, and that quote makes me more curious. But jury's still out, actually, on what kind of person James is, for me. Everything's kind of leading you towards thinking of James as someone less than savoury. But I'm going to kind of hold out hope. Be interesting if they subvert.
I didn't ask for Petey to disappear and for...
She gone? Nice. Let's go. Anarchy.
Uh-oh.
Ruh-roh. Let's go. Good luck in these corridors, dude. They are all the same. How does he know where to go, more importantly?
Wait!
A good read, huh?
Jesus.
Well, it's going to trigger you, innit? Oh. Yeah, we going through. Come on. Maybe they have to turn it on, though. Maybe it's not always on. Harder. Oh, well, she's going in the break room now, huh? Ooh, the book. Is he going to find it? That would be cool. Oh. Ah, come on, dude. Come on, dude. Come on, dude.
This way, please, Helly.
Damn. Her arm. What are they going to say to Helly on the outside? He needs to relax his face, doesn't he? Okay, we're going to see in it. I feel like Helly does kind of almost represent us as the audience, right? So the fact that she's going in here, I feel like we are going to see it. You know, she's the new person. Everything is unfamiliar. We are learning alongside her. You know, she represents, I think, the audience. Yeah, we're staying with her. Okay. Oh, God.
I know Mark's been trying so hard to get you to feel happy.
Get you to feel happy. There's a lot of force in the way he phrased that. A lot of control. Get you to.
Don't you see how f***ed up this is?
You are talking to the wrong guy. It's everything's so twisted, because I almost was like, at least they're healing her, at least they're, you know, seeing to the wound. But the only reason they're doing that is to keep the charade up for the Helly outside, so she doesn't get too suspicious. Anything good is done with the subtle, sinister motivation for manipulation. Oh, God. Okay, a projector.
I'm bringing up the compunction statement for Helly R.
Oh, it's specific to her.
Read it.
I don't want to.
No, do.
Okay, keep refusing, see what happens.
Forgive me for the harm I have caused this world.
Is Milchek, sorry, because Petey was talking about there was someone on the inside. Is Milchek, that would be a leap, I feel like. I was going to be like, is Milchek the guy? Because that's a great cover, if he is very convincing. I don't know, I'm not sold though. Maybe it's Walken, his character.
I am thankful to have been caught.
What is this? Is this something in their chip? Does it trigger something in their brain when they read this that makes them more subservient? Triggers, do you know what I mean? Because this is what Mark read out. This isn't specific to her. This is a general thing.
I'm afraid you don't mean it. Again, please.
Right, because he's got a little lie detector there. You need to convince him you're being genuine or you don't get out.
And only in me shall their stain live on.
Whoa, Cobell.
Again.
Wow, torture.
Really?
Did they just not let you out of there until you mean it? Concern for Helly. He's looking at Pete, you're gonna trigger something. There's where he put it. Nice. The map. Hello. Whoa. Oh, Petey. Oh, he's getting caught, isn't he? Mind. Oh, dude. Is Helly still in the break room? Yeah, in the Lumen logo, there's like a drop. What is that? Blood, maybe. Last out, almost. There's another car. 2 cars? Okay. Does that signify there are 2 people above him in the building? Cobell perhaps being one of them?
Petey?
You know, if they're staggering people, it seems like they're staggering people in the way of, like, hierarchy, perhaps. I think you've missed him, mate. It's on you now. I imagine Lumen are going to find him, right? Good instinct. Get in there, man. He needs to tell you about Selvig. What's the move? Oh. Yeah. If you reintegrate, do you need care? Do you need to do it a certain way for him to survive? I'm being led to believe that reintegration is a thing, but it's dangerous. I mean, probably almost a wise decision to drive away, not associate yourself with him, considering. At the same time, it does demonstrate, doesn't it? At least where he's at right now, and the decision he's making to the question that I posed at the beginning of where is he putting his value in regards to his comfort. It's the more comfortable decision to drive away, but that is lacking in empathy, it's lacking in care, it's lacking in community. The truly empathetic thing, the thing that means that you care about your community, would have been to go over to him and be like, is he okay? Is there anything I can do? I'm his friend, I can come with him, you know. Demonstrating, yeah, like I say, that he's very much in that place still. He doesn't want any part of it. Putting it over the sofa. Was that his phone? It's not going to be so easy to get out, mate. But yeah, he just wanted to ignore. That was his choice. His choice, his first choice was to ignore. Is he going to be allowed to? But that's the thing at this point, if not for that phone that I assume is going to pull him back in or not let him go, he'd have let go on his own. He'd have pushed it under the rug and been like, nope, I don't want any part of it. I just want my comfortable life. I don't want to deal with anything, not even my own grief. I mean, that's what Severance is, I think. I kind of posed that at the beginning of the episode too. Is it actually really helping him, or is it just stalling the healing process that he was always going to have to go through after something like what he went through? This is assuming that his wife's even dead. Again, wild theory. Who knows? But isn't that such a demonstration of, I feel like, where so many people are at nowadays, that they are not willing to give up their comfort. They just want an easy life. And I mean, I don't, look, I almost don't blame people. There are so many, things that people have to deal with. It's so hard just to live nowadays, right? You need so much money, everything's so hard, everything's so much energy. I'm not going around judging people every single day. That would be exhausting and not helpful, right? I think there's value in identifying what makes us these ways, in what makes up our society and what manipulates our society, our community, our world. I think that's important to talk about. But don't, please, anyone watching this that you're coming perhaps from the opposite side to me, or you don't agree with me or whatever, like, please don't take this as a personal attack. I'm not trying to come at it from that perspective. I am just trying to talk about it and have a conversation, right? I am very passionate about this sort of thing. And I do believe very strongly in the things that I've said. So it will come across a certain way. And, well, I mean, to be fair, any transphobes, any homophobes, please do take it personally. It is meant that way. I have a lot of derision for people like that, to be fair. Little caveat. But like I say, perhaps he is an example. And we saw that last episode with him, talking to the kid on the street and the way that he was coming at them, and I compared him to someone on the right wing, kind of peddling these tactics or the behaviors that you typically would see in right wing conservative conversations, the talking points that they sort of tend to go for. Mark at the moment is an example of that, and it's really interesting. I think the show is what it is because I feel like, hopefully, maybe, who knows, we're on a journey to peel back the layers of that and actually, we'll see, but pull him out of that. Have him learn. Is it possible to? What message is the show going to come down on? Is he going to go so far and then fall back? We'll see. But yeah, that was episode 3. That was In Perpetuity. Hey, that's the question. Is it? Is it forever? Is it something that will last for, can we break out of it? I mean, Helly's journey is, can you break out of it? So far, no. Can Mark break out of his ways? His more conservative leaning ways, Yeah. Can people change? Can things change? I think they can. But at this point in the show, not so much. We'll see. Anyway, that was the video. Thank you so much for watching. If this was your first video of mine and you enjoyed the format of this video, you liked it, please do subscribe down below, like the video, leave a comment, let me know what you think. Hey, if you do disagree with anything I said in this video, please let me know down below. No phobia in the comments. I will crack down. I will get rid of that immediately. I'll just delete it. So don't try that. But anything else, anything that's openly trying to have this discussion, put it down below and let's talk. Hey, if you want to catch my Severance coverage, I will be doing one episode every single Wednesday until we are finished. If you are hankering for the next one, I've got early access down in the description below. Have a look on my channel page, scroll to the bottom and see what's available. Then I'm probably a few episodes ahead at this point, but it will all be available for free in time, so don't worry if not. But quick thank you before we end to my patrons, my YouTube members. Genuinely thank you so much for your support. But that's it for this Wednesday, for this Severance episode, and we'll be back next week. So until then, I'll see ya.